Hello, dear students and test takers. Welcome back to my Grammar for Success channel. I'm Koresh Babu, a retired lecturer in English from Hyderabad. In today's video, I'm going to teach you all about the correction of sentences in tenses. I'm damn sure that this grammatical aspect is going to be very useful and helpful for all your competitive examinations. Therefore, I request all of you to watch this video till the end without skipping it in the middle. If at all you happen to like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and also sharing this video with your near and dear ones. Thank you so much. Now let's get into the video. Rule 1 is there. The simple present should be used for present habits. Okay, what all the present habits we have to indicate them only in the simple present tense only. Universal truths, general facts, definite near future actions. To indicate all of them, we should use only the simple present tense and not other tenses. Generally what happens, people use simple future or present continuous to indicate these important aspects. Okay, see, let us take some examples. For example, see, the sun will rise in the east. So in this sentence, a universal truth is expressed. Okay, the sun will rise in the east. So there is a universal truth. Universal truth means what? They were true in the past. They are true now in the present. They are going to be true in the future. That means they are forever true. That they are only called universal truths. So here the sun will rise in the east is wrong. It is because this is a universal truth and therefore it must be expressed only in the simple present tense, and therefore the sun will rise in the east is a wrong sentence. The sun rises in the east is a right sentence. Similarly, I'll give you two more examples. The earth is moving around the sun. So here earth is moving. The moving of the earth around the sun is a universal truth. All of you know very well. But here that universal truth is expressed in the present continuous tense. This is absolutely wrong. Therefore, you have to say, what should you say? The earth moves around the sun. This is the right one. Okay, so using simple future or present continuous to indicate these aspects is absolutely wrong. Okay, right. And you go to the next example. Water will boil at 100 degrees Celsius. It is also a universal truth. Water will boil at 100 degrees Celsius. Until then it won't boil. Okay, so here this is a universal truth. Then here it is expressed in the simple future, so you have to express it in the simple present. Water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. So in this way, in these three examples, we have expressed the universal truths. Okay, and in the either in the simple future or in the present continuous. So here actually these are to be expressed in the simple present tense only, right? And now let us go for other examples. She is taking 10 cups of tea every day. So here in this sentence, if you observe that sentence, you find that it is a present habit of this woman or girl, whoever it is. So this is the present habit. Okay, that present habit must be expressed in the simple present tense, but here it is expressed in the present continuous tense. Therefore it is a wrong sentence. What we have to do is we have to say she takes 10 cups of tea every day. So this is an everyday action. Everyday means it's a present habit. Okay, it's a habitual action. Present habitual action, right? And one more example here I'd like to, they will always watch the cricket match. It is their present habit. Okay, so here they have, in this sentence that present habit has been expressed in the simple future. Here in the present continuous tense, here in the simple future tense. Both are absolutely wrong. We have to express such a present habits only in the simple present. So the answer must be like this. They always watch. You should not say they will always watch, but you say they always watch the cricket match, right? And you go to the other examples. The school will reopen tomorrow. Look at this example. So here, what do you find in this sentence? You find that it is a future action. But remember, it is a definite, okay? Remember, it's a definite near, tomorrow only it is going to take place, near future action. So to indicate general future actions, to indicate general future actions, you generally use the simple future tense. Okay, but it is not a future action, but it's a definite near future action. Please see, look at these two things, definite and near future. So whenever you want to indicate the definite near future actions, you should use only the simple present tense but not the simple future tense. Though it's a future action, it is a definite near future action, and that's why you have to indicate that in the simple present tense only. So then the answer will be like this: the school reopens tomorrow. The school reopens tomorrow. You cannot say the school will reopen tomorrow, right? And next example, they will leave for London next week. So this action of their leaving for London is taking place next week. It's a definite near future action, and that's why it has to be expressed only in the simple present tense. They leave for London next week. Okay, and one more example is here. I think she will work in a bank. Okay, this is what? This is a fact, a general fact. Whether you believe in it or not, it is a fact. She will work in a bank. So that's why, it's a general fact. Okay, she will work. That's why, all the general facts must be expressed only in the simple present tense, right? And that's why the answer is she works in a bank. Okay, it's a general fact. These are definite near future actions. These are present habits. The previous ones are universal truths. To indicate all of them, we must use only the simple present tense and not the simple future and not the present continuous tense, right? Please keep this point in your mind. This is very, very important for all your competitive examinations, right? And now let me go to the teach you other important aspects. And rule 2 is there. What is that rule 2? In the adverbial clauses of time and condition, keep these two things in your mind. In the adverbial clauses of time and condition, beginning with when, as soon as, till, until, if, unless, in case, etc., these are the conjunctions. We must use only the simple present and not the simple future. Okay, in the examination, what happens, with these conjunctions, the simple future tense is given, and we have to change this into simple present, because with all of them, we must use only the simple present tense. Some examples let us take. I shall wait till you will finish your lunch. Okay, see, till is there. Till is a conjunction indicating time. Time indicating conjunction. After this, you must use only the simple present tense. It's an adverbial clause of time. So in this, you must use only simple present tense. But here, simple future tense is used. So then the correct answer, the right sentence must be like this: I shall wait till you finish your lunch. So this is there. And similarly, other examples also I am going to give you. If it will rain, we shall get wet. Okay. With if, if is also, if is what? An adverbial clause of condition. An adverbial clause of condition. These are all if, unless, in case. These are all these conjunctions will make adverbial clauses of condition. Okay, and here in this adverbial clause of condition, simple future is used. Okay, we should not use that. What should we use? Only simple present. If it rains, we shall get wet. That should be the answer. And then comes, please inform me when he will come. So here, when is a time conjunction, time indicating conjunction. After when, simple future is used, and you should not do that. And here you have to say, please inform me when he comes home. And one more example, unless you will stop. Unless is again an adverbial clause of what is that? Condition, and it's a conditional conjunction. Okay, condition framing conjunction. So it's an adverbial clause of condition, right? And in this, you should not use any simple future. Okay, remember all these conjunctions. Okay, you should not use simple future. You should use only what? Simple present tense, right? And then the answer is, unless you stop drinking, you will die. So in this way, with all these conjunctions, okay, we should use only the simple present tense but not the simple future. This is going to be very, very important from all kinds of competitive examinations. Please keep this rule in your mind. Okay, now let's move on to the next rule. Rule 3 is there. What is that rule 3? In the exclamatory sentences beginning with here and there, please keep all these rules in your mind. They are very, very important, right? We use only the simple present tense and not present continuous tense to express what actually is taking place in the present. To express what actually is taking place in the present, we use with here and there, we use only the simple present, not the present continuous tense. Ing form where am is or plus ing form is called present continuous. We don't use that tense, but only simple present. So here, let me give you some examples to make you understand. Here is coming the bus. So the sentence is beginning with here. It's an exclamatory sentence. Here is coming the bus. Here is coming the bus. You say, here is coming the bus, right? And it's an exclamatory sentence, exclamatory mark is there. So with the here and there, these two are there. So with them, you should use only the simple present, not the present continuous. Then what must be the answer? Here comes the bus. Here comes the bus. Though don't say, here is coming the bus, but here comes the bus. Similarly, here is stopping the car. Here is stopping the car. Don't say, here is stopping the car, but you have to say, here stops the car. And then comes there she is going. Don't say there she is going, there she goes. Oh, you have to say, what should you say? There she goes. Oh, there she goes. It's an exclamatory mark is there with all of them, right? And one more example, there he is standing up. Okay, you should not say there he is standing up, there he stands up. So in this way, in the exclamatory sentences beginning with here and there, we must use only the simple present tense, but not the present continuous tense. Okay, please keep this rule also in your mind. Now let's move on to the next rule. Rule 4 is there. What is this rule 4? Just you look at this. To convey verbal actions like thanking, apologizing, advising, and promising, we should use only the simple present, but not the simple future. Okay, we should not use the simple future. We should use only simple present to indicate thanking, apologizing, advising, and promising. Okay, and here let me give you some examples. What is that? We shall thank you. See, you are thanking. We are thanking, but we should not express this in the simple future. We shall thank you most warmly for your timely help. That's the sentence. So here this is wrong. What should we say? We should say, we thank you most warmly for your timely help. Similarly, what is that? I shall advise you, advising also. I shall advise you not to trespass into their land. So trespassing into others' land is prohibited. So here I shall advise, I should not say. I should say, I advise you not to trespass into their land. And here one more example. We shall promise to solve your problem very shortly. So we are making a promise. So in this, a promise is there. We shall promise. We should not use the simple future to indicate that promising. Okay, we have to say, we promise to solve your problem very shortly. And last one is there. I shall apologize to every one of those who might have been hurt by me. So here you should not say, I shall apologize. So it is the when you want to apologize to somebody, when you want to convey this action, you must not use present simple future, but only simple present. Okay, therefore you have to say, I apologize to every one of those who might have been hurt by me. So in this way, to convey the verbal actions like thanking, apologizing, advising, and promising, we have to use only simple present and not the simple future. Please keep this rule also in your mind. And now let's move on to the next rule. Rule 5 is there. To mention official programs and timetables, we should use the simple present but not the simple future. Remember that we should use only simple present and not the simple future in order to indicate official programs and timetables. So let us see certain official programs here. The college will reopen on 23rd June. So it is an official program, okay, officially fixed one, okay. And here you should not express this official program. You cannot express it in the simple future, but only in the simple present. And here you pay attention. The college reopens on 23rd. Not will reopen, but reopens. In the same way, the match will begin at 2:45. It's a timetable. So the match will begin at 2:45. You should not say that, okay? You should say the match begins at 2:45 p.m. So these are all timetables. And a few more examples. The cabinet meeting will conclude at 4:30 p.m. It is also an official program. And therefore, this should be expressed in the simple present, not in the simple future. Okay, and here the meeting concludes at 4:30 p.m. right? And then comes the flight will arrive in Hyderabad airport at 7:45 a.m. So this is what a timetable, right? And here the flight arrives in Hyderabad airport at 7:45 a.m. So in this way, all the official programs and timetables must be indicated or mentioned only in the simple present, but not in the simple future tense, right? And now let's move on to the next rule. Rule 6 is there. What is that rule 6? The simple present tense and not the simple future tense is usually used with certain habit indicating words like always, ever, never, hardly ever, every day, nowadays, often, seldom, sometimes, usually, frequently, rarely, commonly, generally, and occasionally. So with these adverbs, generally we use the simple present tense and not the simple future tense. Keep this point in your mind, okay? Because these are all habit indicating words, okay? We express our habits only in the simple present tense and not in other tenses. That's why, so these are all habit indicating words. Therefore, we must use only the simple present tense with these words and not the simple future tense. Okay, and let us see the sentences. Okay, examples. He will often watch TV in the evening. So, watching TV in the evening is his habit. Watching TV in the evening is his habit. So to indicate this habit, here the simple future tense is used. So it is wrong to use that. What should we use then? We have to say, right, he often watches. Simple present only we have to use. He often watches TV in the evening. Similarly, other examples are there. I will seldom let my roommate borrow my car. So you don't allow your roommate to borrow your car. That is your habit. So to indicate this habit, you are using what? As the simple future tense. You should not use that. What should you use then? I seldom let. Simple present tense you have to use. I seldom let my roommate borrow my car. And one more example is given here. Anita will always eat cereal for breakfast. Eating cereal for breakfast is Anita's habit. Okay, so to indicate that habit, you should not use the simple future tense. You have to use what? Simple present tense. Anita always eats cereal for breakfast. So some more examples I think I have given you. Let us look at those examples, right? A few more examples are here. They will sometimes bunk the classes. Bunking the classes is their habit. Their habit is bunking the classes sometimes, not always, sometimes. So that is their habit. So indicate that habit we should not use in the, we should not express it in the simple future tense. We have to express that habit only in the simple present. How? They sometimes bunk the classes. That is right. And one more example here. You will hardly ever tell a lie. Hardly ever. This tells us that telling a lie is, that will take place rarely on the part of this man. That means he doesn't tell a lie. It is his habit. Telling lies is a habit. Not telling lies is also a habit. Okay. Smoking is a habit. Not smoking is also a habit. Okay. So here telling a lie, hardly ever tell a lie means he doesn't tell a lie. Okay, that is his habit. So here this habit is indicated in the simple future, so you should not indicate that. What should you do? You hardly ever tell a lie. You hardly ever tell a lie. You never tell a lie. Not telling a lie is really a good habit, right? And here one more example. They will usually forget the promises they make. So forgetting the promises they make, okay, is their habit. In this sentence, a habit is expressed, but it is expressed wrongly in the simple future tense. That's why this is a wrong sentence, and you have to express it in the simple present tense. They usually forget the promises they make. It is like that. Now, let's move on to the next rule. Rule 7 is there. With certain verbs of senses, feelings, mental activities, possession, etc., known as stative verbs. What is that? We must use only the simple present and not the present continuous. Remember this. This is going to be a very, very important rule from all your competitive examinations. So here in the English language, there are certain verbs that indicate senses, feelings, mental activities, possession, etc. These verbs of mental activity, these verbs are called stative verbs. Okay, and we should use these verbs only in the simple present and not in the present continuous tense. Okay, right, using them in the present continuous will be wrong. Occasionally in some context you can use, but generally we don't use these stative verbs in the continuous tenses, not only in the present continuous but in all the continuous tenses. You know very well we have 6 kinds of continuous tenses: present continuous, present perfect continuous tense, past continuous, past perfect continuous, future continuous, future perfect continuous. Under these 3 tenses we have so altogether 6 continuous tenses. So with these 6 continuous tenses you should not use these verbs, right? Verbs not normally used in the continuous tenses are those verbs that talk about states of mind. So the verbs that talk about states of mind are called therefore stative verbs. Okay, they talk about the state of mind, and that's why they are called stative verbs, right? And here let me give the list. These verbs include, so verbs of senses. What are the verbs of senses? Feel, hear, see, smell, taste. We have 5 senses. Sometimes we say I have my 6th sense is telling this. You say sometimes you make use of that word 6th sense, but normally each and every human being will have only 5 senses. Okay, feeling, hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, and these verbs are not normally used in the continuous tenses. They are always used only in the simple present tense, right? And the next these verbs and verbs of emotions are there. What are the verbs of emotions? I am giving you a list, please. Adore means worship. I adore you as my goddess, like that. Fear, okay, hate, like, love, dislike, detest, desire, hope, refuse, prefer, want, wish, value, mind, etc. There are many verbs, but I have given very important verbs here. Okay, right. And here very well hate is there. Okay, generally the girls say I hate you. They don't say I'm hating you. That generally don't say. And the hero says I love you. He doesn't say I am loving you. Generally nobody will use these verbs in the continuous tenses. Knowingly or unknowingly they use these verbs only in the simple present tense. Okay, these are the 2 kinds of verbs are there, and some more verbs are there. Let us see them also, right? And verbs of mental activity. The verbs of mental activity, that means the action will take place only in the mind, not externally or outside. Okay, here agree is there. Where does it take place? It takes place only in the mind. Believe, where does it take place? In the mind. Expect, forget, where does it take place? Only in the mind. Imagine, know, knowing somebody, it will take place. All these actions will take place only in the mind. Therefore they are called verbs of mental activity. So imagine, mean, trust, mind, think, understand, remember, recollect, suppose, all these verbs are called the verbs of mental activity, and they are also not normally used in the continuous tenses, only they are used in the simple present, right? And here 4th kind of verbs are also there. Verbs of possession. What are the verbs of possession? They indicate possession. Belong, the car belongs to me, the bike belongs to me, something. Belong, it's indicating a possession. Consist, the book consists of 60 pages. Okay, right there. Contain, it contains all pictures. Contain. Have, generally don't say I'm having a car. I have a car, you have to say, because these verbs are not normally used in the continuous tenses. They are normally used in the simple present tense only. Own, owe, possess, keep. So here in this way this is there. Okay, and let me give you the last kind of verbs. Verbs of appearing are also there. What are the verbs of appearing? Appear, look, see. You see, look, she looks very sad. You don't say she is looking very sad. No, she looks very sad, she seems very worried. Okay, so you use them only in the simple present tense only. So in this way all these verbs, these 5 kinds of verbs are mentioned. Please go through all these verbs, and please remember that these verbs are not normally used in the continuous tenses. They are generally used only in the simple present tense only. That's all. And here I'll give you some examples to make you understand that. Okay, and here some miscellaneous verbs are also there. Miscellaneous verbs are there. Need, dare, cost, weigh, concern, matter. And these miscellaneous verbs are also there. They are also not normally used in the continuous tenses. Now let's move on to the examples. She is hating him like poison. This verb hate is not normally used in the continuous tense. Hating, she's hating is wrong. What should you say then? She hates him like poison. Hating is present continuous, hates is simple present tense, right? And similarly, many examples I have given you for your understanding sake. Please go through all of them. These flowers are smelling gorgeous. Don't say are smelling. Smell is a verb that is not used in the continuous tense, and here these flowers smell gorgeous, right? Simple present tense. He's having a large family. Don't say he's having a large family. You have to say he has a large family. Present continuous features are am, is, or plus ing form. So here is dropped, ing is dropped. What does there remain? Only have remains. So after this, in the third person singular, we use yes in the simple present. If you add yes to this have, that becomes has. That's why he has a large family. This point I made clear in my video on the use of simple present tense. Okay, I made it very clear. Please watch that video on the simple present tense, right? And here I'll give you, I have some more examples for you. He's agreeing with me, okay, with us, and you say he agrees with us, and then comes I am loving her dearly. You don't say I'm loving, you say I love her dearly. So in this way, like that. And you go to the other examples. This watch is costing. You cannot say is costing. This is a verb not to be used in the continuous tense, but only in the simple present. So what should you say then? This watch costs 5,000 rupees, right? And I am weighing 85 kgs. Don't say I am weighing, right? You have to say I weigh 85 kgs, right? And then comes he is forgetting everything. Don't say he's forgetting. You have to say he forgets everything, right? And then comes she's believing him fully, right? And you should not say he's believing. She believes him fully. Please try to understand all these examples. They are knowing me very well. So it's a verb of mental activity. This is a verb of mental activity. Mental activity. These are all the verbs of mental activity, and therefore you should not use them in the continuous tenses. That's why you have to use them in the simple present. They know me very well. Come on, let's move on to the next rule. Rule 8 is there. The present perfect tense should not be used with the past tense words like ago, yesterday, yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, last evening, last night, last week, last month, last year, last Sunday, in 1996, etc. Use only simple past. With all these past tense indicating words, you should not use present perfect tense. Okay, you should use only simple past. How? I'll give you some examples. Okay, my father has gone to Madras last night. This action happened last night. So you cannot, it's a past action. Therefore, you cannot express it in the present perfect. You have to express it only in the simple past. Therefore, you have to say, my father went to Madras last. Has gone. What is the past tense of gone? Went. So my father went to Madras last night. Okay. And then comes, I have seen the film yesterday. The action of seeing the film took place yesterday. It's a past action. And therefore, you should not use present perfect. You should use only the simple past. And therefore, you have to say, I saw the film yesterday. Right. And then comes Mohan has married Kavita in 2018. This action of Mohan marrying Kavita took place in 2018. It's a past action, and you have to indicate that past action only in the past tense, but not in the present perfect. That's why this is wrong. You have to say that Mohan married Kavita in 2018. Rule 9 is there. The present perfect continuous tense, not the present continuous, should be used with since plus point of time, for plus period of time, and how long. Remember, with these things, since plus point of time, for plus period of time, and how long, with these phrases, we have to use only the present perfect continuous tense, but not present continuous tense, right? And here, he is doing the homework since 8 o'clock. Since plus point of time is given here. With this, we have to use only present perfect continuous tense, but not present continuous tense. But here, present continuous tense is given. So what should we do? We have to change it into present perfect continuous. He has been doing homework since that is. He is doing wrong and he has been doing it right. Similarly, other examples. They are working in this college since 2015. That thing taking place since 2015. So you should not use present continuous here. What should you do then? You have to say they have been working in this college since 2015. And then comes what? Okay, I am teaching English for the last 40 years. For the last, this action is taking place for the last 40 years. It's a long action. I cannot use present continuous. I must say, I have been teaching English for the last 40 years. And then comes, she is learning French for 3 months. Okay. So this action has been taking place for 3 months. And you cannot use present continuous in this sentence. You have to say what? She has been learning French for 3 months, right? In this way, with since plus point of time, for plus period of time, and how long, we have to use only the present perfect continuous tense, but not present continuous tense. Most of the students, most of the English speakers will be using present continuous instead of present perfect continuous tense, right? And now let's move on to the next rule. Rule 10 is there. The past tense in the principal or main clause must be followed by a past tense in the subordinate or dependent clause. This is a very, very important thing. If at all there is past tense in the main clause or principal clause, there must also be in the succeeding sentence or in the ensuing clause, subordinate clause, there must be also used only the simple past tense. That is the rule. If there is past tense, there must also be past tense in the other part of the sentence. That's only the rule. So here, past tense, two past tenses. How? Let me give you some example. She knew that it is in the past tense. She has been suspended. It is in the present tense. She knew past tense. She has been suspended is present tense, and therefore this is wrong. So you have to turn it. What should be the right one? When the sentence begins with past tense, the succeeding sentence must also be the past tense. That is, she knew that she had been suspended. Now this is in the past tense and this is also in the past tense. Therefore that sentence is grammatically 100% correct, absolutely correct, right? Similarly, he said he can solve the problem. See here, in the main clause there is simple past tense or past tense. Okay, in the main clause there is past tense, and automatically in the succeeding sentence also there must be past tense, relevant to past tense, whatever made of tense, past tense, but relevant to past tense. So here only, I am not saying only simple past tense must be there, past perfect must be there. I am not saying that, but any past tense, but relevant to past tense must be here. So relevant to past tense here. He said past tense and he can solve. This is present tense, and therefore you have to say he said that he could solve. Can present tense, could past tense. That's why this is there. Right, now that sentence is set right, and you go to the next one. If he applies for the job, he would get it. So this is the main clause. Okay, in the main clause the verb is in the past tense. Will past tense is would. So would is here. So automatically in the dependent clause or in the subordinate clause, what must be there? Past tense only must be there. So here a simple present tense is given. If he applies is simple present or present tense. So it should not be like that. It should be if he applied for the post. Now if he applied, subordinate clause there is past tense, and main clause also there is past tense, and the complete sentence is in the past tense, and therefore this is absolutely correct. And now let's go to the next one. I would inform you. Here main clause is in the past tense, would is there, and automatically in the other part of the sentence there must also be the relevant past tense. Okay, so what should be there? But here my brother comes, this is simple present. So I would inform you when my brother came. This is past tense, past tense, past tense. Here past tense, present tense. So that's why this sentence is imbalanced. So now it is set right, and now it is balanced. In this way, when the verb in the main clause or principal clause is in the past tense, automatically in the succeeding sentence or in the ensuing subordinate clause there must be used only the relevant past tense. That is only the rule. Please, this is very, very important from all your competitive examinations. So therefore keep this rule in your mind. And now let's move on to the next rule. Exceptions are there to this rule. I have already told you, if there is past tense in the main clause part, there must also be past tense in the remaining part of the sentence. That's what I told you. Okay. Okay. Now to that rule, there is one exception. What is that exception? When a universal truth is expressed in the subordinate clause, we should use only the simple present, even though the main clause is in the past tense. This is very important. Very, very important. Please keep it in your mind. And what is that? He said, simple past tense. As per the rule, when the main clause is in the past tense, the ensuing or the ensuing sentence must also be, the other part of the sentence must also be in the relevant past tense. But here, since that is there, whenever there is an expressed universal truth, you need not keep that sentence in the past tense, okay, and you should keep it in the simple present tense only. That is the point you have to understand. So here he said past tense, the sun rose, past tense is given. No, you should not say. He said that the sun rises in the past. So this is the universal truth. Therefore, the universal truths must always be in the simple present tense only. Don't keep them in the past tense, right? Right. And here, the teacher said, it is in the past tense. Honesty was the best policy. Don't mention this universal truth in the past tense, okay? And you mention it only in the simple present, okay? The teacher said honesty is the best policy, right? And then comes Newton observed that, Newton said that, Newton observed that, so two things are given, typographical mistake. Newton observed that the earth had gravity. Earth having gravity is a universal truth. Whether you believe in that or not, it has that gravitational force, right? And that's why Newton observed, okay, that the earth has gravity. In this way, even though the sentence is in the past tense in the main clause, in the succeeding sentence, if there is a universal truth, you have to use only the simple present and not the relevant past tense. You want to use any past tense, only the simple present tense. Okay, that is the rule you have learned here. And now let's move on to the next rule. Rule 11 is there. The adverbs like just now, ever, never, already, still, at, so far, today, this morning, this evening, this month, this year, okay, are normally used with the present perfect tense. Okay, with all these green colored words, these are all adverbs. Okay, with these words we have to use, these are all adverbs. With these words we normally use the present perfect tense and not simple past tense. Okay, right. Okay, not that point I should not okay, not simple past. That point I should have written, but I have not written it. Not simple past. So here wrong. I did not hear from him so far. So far is there. It's an adverb. So, but with this so far, we should use only present perfect, not simple past. But here simple past tense is used. And how to rectify that? You have to simply say, I have not heard. I did not hear. You should not say, I have not heard from him so far. That is there, right? And next, he already applied for the post. No, already applied. With even though there is already, he used this simple past. He applied means what? Simple past tense is used here with this already. So don't say that. What should you say? He has already applied. Present perfect must be used with already. Okay, right. And similarly, they called on me this morning. They called this morning, this afternoon, this evening, you can say this month, this week, this year. So with this, whenever you make mention of the time, that indicates the present tense only. It gives you the feeling of the present tense. Okay, so whenever this is used like this, you should use only present perfect. They have called on him this morning, right? And then comes I just now finished my homework. With just now, you should not use simple past tense. We have to say present perfect. I have just now finished my homework. So in this way, with these adverbs, we should use only present perfect and not simple past. Okay, right. 12th one is there. The conjunction lest is always followed by the modal auxiliary should or simple present. Other tenses are not used. Okay, after lest you should use in the succeeding sentence what is that? Either should or simple present. The modal auxiliary should or simple present tense. Any one of them you have to use, and you should not use other tenses. Right? How? Let me give you like this. The thief ran away lest he will be caught. So here simple future is used here. Okay, here simple future is used. That's wrong. What should you use? The thief ran away lest he should be. Will is future, should is there. He should be caught. Should be must be. Okay, and here you can also say the thief ran away lest he is caught. Simple present or should. The modal auxiliary should, but not simple future. Right. One more example here I would like to give. They worked very hard lest they will fail. Okay, will is wrong. Okay, will is wrong. You should say, what is that? They worked hard lest they should fail. Okay, they worked hard lest they fail. Okay, so in this way, with all of them, we have to just right now. Let's move on to the next rule. 13th one is there. The simple past tense should be used after the phrases as if, as though, and it is time or it is high time. Very, very important from all your competitive examinations point of view. Okay. If at all you happen to use the be form, you must use only were and not was. That is important because they indicated the subjunctive mood. As if, as though indicate a subjunctive mood, and therefore after them. I'll show you this thing in the examples. Okay, as what is that? Mohan behaves. Okay, Mohan behaves as if he is the owner of the company. So Mohan is not the owner of the company, but he behaves as if, just like. Then you should not say he is. You should not say. Here the be form is always subjunctive mood. Because this is subjunctive mode. He is not the owner of the company, but he assumes that he is the owner of the company. No, Mohan behaves as if he is the owner of the. This is wrong. What should you say then? You say as if he were the owner of the company. See here, instead of for he, she, it, we use only was in the past tense. But here you are using were. Why? Because this is in the subjunctive mode. Subjunctive means assuming whatever you don't have, you have had it. That is the thing. You assume you had it even though you don't have it. You think it is like that. It's a subjunctive mood. Mohan behaves as if he were the owner of the company. He is not the owner, but he were the owner of the company. So that's why if it is the be form, after this as if, we should use only were. Okay. Okay, be form, were only you have to use after as if, as though. Okay, right. And here, one more example here is that Sheila talks as though, with as if, one example, as though. She knows everything. So she knows. After as though she knows. Simple present tense is used here. Don't use simple present after this. Don't think about this. Only you should use only the simple past. Okay, simple past. So we should use only the simple past tense. So she talks as though she knew everything. She knew everything means actually she doesn't know everything, but she behaves, she talks like that. She talks just like that. Okay, as though she knew everything. So if it is a normal sentence, you use the simple past. If it is the be form, use only were with as if and as though. That's the case with as if and as though. And with it is time, it is high time, we should use only the simple past tense, right? How it is time they start for the airport. So after it is time, we should not use simple present tense. You should use only the simple past tense, right? And here it is time they started for the airport. That means by this time they should have started for the airport, but they have not started. That is the meaning of this sentence. One more example here I would like to give. It is high time she resigns her job. Don't say she resigns, simple present tense. After it is high time, you should not say. What should you say? It is high time she resigned her job. That means by this time she should have resigned her job, but she has not yet done it. That is that. Right. And he walks as if or as though he is drunk. Okay, as if, as though. Whenever with as if, as though, in the succeeding sentence, if the be form is given, you should turn it only into were and nothing else, right? And here see, he walks as if, as though he were drunk, because when you use were in the were with as if or as though, it is the subjunctive mode. He was not drunk, but he talks as if he were drunk. It's an imaginary thing. As though he had drunk. So that's why, so with as if, as though, only the be form were is used. Please keep this rule in your mind. And in the examination, the questions will be given like this only. You have to change them, or you have to find out that so-and-so part is grammatically wrong or incorrect. Something you have to show. This video is very, very useful for banking people, staff selection commission people, and all candidates taking various competitive examinations. I cannot say this and that. For all competitive examinations, this video is very, 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 very useful. Please, the second one is also there, correction of sentences and verbs, that is going to be uploaded on Sunday, and please watch that also. You will get a wonderful idea about all these things, and I'm damn sure you will benefit from these two videos very much. I'm damn sure about that. And right, and now let's move on to the next rule, last but one. Rule 14th is there. This is the last but one in this video, and here after the purpose indicating conjunctions like that, so that in order that we should use only the modal auxiliary may or might, can or could. Okay, any one of them you have to use in the subordinate clause. Okay, right. How? Let me give. She worked hard. It's the main clause. So that she got through the examination. So don't say she got through. Don't use the simple past tense, but you have to say like this. She worked hard so that she might get through. She might get through the examination. Simply don't use simple past, but with the past tense, with the might you have to use. Past tense with might. Okay. Past tense, okay. But here, simple past you should not use. With the might you have to say. Okay, she worked hard so that she might get through the examination. Right. And we eat that or in order that. I have used these two conjunctions. We live. Simple present tense is used here. This is not correct. So we eat that in order that we may live. May is present tense, might is past tense. Here the sentence is in the past tense, that might is used. Here the main clause is in the present tense, therefore may is used. It is like that. You please understand that. Right. And then comes, she runs very fast so that in order that she wins the race. So with all these, so that in order that, after that simple present tense is given. So what should you do? She runs very fast so that in order that she can win the race. So you can use after so that in order that you can use either may or can if the main clause is in the present tense. If the main clause is in the past tense, you can use either could or might, but not other tenses. This is very, very important, right? And now let's move on to the last rule. 15th one is there. Of the two past actions, we should use the past perfect tense in the first past action and the simple past in the second past action. You know very well, of the two past action, okay, let me say past action 1, past action, okay, 2, right? Okay. Of these two past actions, in the first past action we have to use past perfect, but in the second past action simple past. So this is very, very important. Okay, of the two past actions, in the first past action past perfect must be used, and in the second past action simple past tense must be used. How? Let us see that here. Okay. After I wrote a letter, I posted it. So writing a letter, posting it. Okay, these two actions are there, writing and posting. Which action happened earlier than the other? Writing only happened earlier than this posting. Only after writing you post it. That's why. But here, this after I wrote, this is given in the past tense only. Okay, it should not be expressed in the past tense. What should be done? After I had written a letter. So wrongly given in the simple past, so it is turned into past perfect since it is the first past action. This is the second past action. Similarly, other examples. Before the doctor came, the patient died. Which action happened earlier than the other? Whether the coming of the doctor or the patient died. Which action happened earlier? Only the patient died first of all. That is the first action. This is the second action. So this first action must be put in the past perfect tense, but it is put in the simple past tense. And that's why this is a wrong sentence. Before the doctor came, the patient had died. Right. And then comes the train started when we reached the station. We reached the station and the train started. Which action happened earlier than the reaching or starting? So the starting of the train only happened first and then we reached it. When we reached the station, the train started. This action happened first and this action happened later. So first past action. So therefore this should be put in the past perfect tense, right? And that's why the train had started when we reached the station, right? And now let's go to the last example. She said that she visited the museum. So here, which action happened first and which action happened earlier? Next means she said or visited. Visited happened first and then she said about that. So here this action should be put in the past perfect tense. Okay, she said that she had visited the museum. Please, this is also a very, very important rule from all your competitive examinations point of view. Please watch this video again and again and try to understand these rules. If at all you find any problem, please mention it in the comment section. With this, this video comes to an end, right? Dear students and test takers, thank you so much for watching this video. If at all you find any problem in understanding the rules, please mention it in the comment section. Okay? I shall try to clarify your doubt in person. Okay, right. And with another beautiful video, I'll be back to you. Until then, bye. See all of you. Right.